Oh goodness. Well, I hope I hope this is all working just fine. Um, just gonna wait to make sure anyone can still see me and make sure everything's working properly. Um, First time being live on YouTube. See if everything works. Also double checking because there's a bit of a lag. Um, oh, there we go. I can finally see what's going on the screen. Um, so yes, for anyone. Goodness. There you go. I know I'm currently active. I can see the chat and stuff. Just know if anyone writes any comments, there might be a bit of a delay between anything you write and when I can actually get to respond to it. Um, Also, I just want to see if anyone's actually going to watch in. But yes, before I get too far into anything, hello, and for anyone who's actually here and watching me, first of all, thank you and welcome. This is the very first episode of the Sonrisa Dance podcast. This time, quarantine live edition. I definitely wanted to put something out, and I wanted to test this out because you know it's things are tough right now, and I understand that trying to get everything done and going, uh, and trying to meet up with people because again, I love to do this kind of as a guest. Oh, hi Annika, and hi Ricardo. I can see you. Sorry. Um, but yes, um, I I wanted to focus. I wanted to be able to find some way to interact with all of you, especially because well, obviously I can't have guests coming in and out of the house, and I can't go to them either way because it's just not safe. I've actually even been personally stuck. Um, I've been stuck at home recently because I've had kind of a bit of a small cough, so I was actually sent home a lot earlier even before any of the official calls were set out for sending, requiring people to work from home if that's even an option and things. And so, uh, obviously, wanting to have this as a guest platform, I needed to find a way to be able to keep doing this and share it with you guys. And I thought one easy, well, not easy actually, I find it a little challenging, but a nice thing that I wanted to do for quite a while now is to set up a live stream so that way the initial conversations that I have with some of the guests that I have here could be shared live as we're having the conversations. Even to give us an opportunity to have you guys give us some uh, 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 to give us some give us a chance to really um, respond back to maybe certain topics that we can't even think about talking with you guys. Um, and definitely let me know if at all there's any issues with the stream. I know YouTube is giving me a little bit of a warning about smoothness in the stream, so please do let me know if any of you are watching and there's an issue. I know I'm gonna see if I can work around to see if I can set this up, probably connected straight to the Ethernet to hopefully make a better streaming experience. But yes, anyways, so yes, I wanted to be able to have an opportunity for you guys to watch and to ask questions live. Um, and so, yeah, I just wanted to give a brief update right now and kind of even make comments on what's going on with the current state of, Latin dance right now. And I mean, being stuck at home, we kind of have to make the best of it. Just kind of enjoying a nice old fashioned with me right now. Relaxing at home, obviously being super comfy right now. But uh, thanks Juan for the liking the beanie. But yes. So um, yeah. Either way. So yeah. I luckily I'm happy to see that this is kind of all working so far. Um, and yes, it's really interesting. Before I go back into podcasting, so I did bring up yes, it's really interesting to see how our dance community is changing now, especially because for well, not even just our dance community, but just everybody in general. Um, there's been a big, I guess, retraction from wanting to accept the changes and the advancements into the digital space, especially things like TikTok. Yes, one, it is comfy. This is a really nice, comfy couch. Um, Too bad we didn't get you didn't get a chance to guest here at the house and try this couch out. Although I didn't have it at the time, but um, so yes, I um, I think it's really interesting now to I'm finally getting to see people more accepting of using social media as a way to continue to interact with each other. And Juan, I see you jump. Oh no, wait, Ricardo, I thought you heard me. I'm actually having an old fashioned, just simple. Um, oh, actually, thank you for reminding me. Actually, um, I like to screw things up, and I forget to add an actual ingredient into this, which is um, they're fun drinks to make. Well, they're easy drinks to make, really, because they're nothing more than some simple sugar, or simple syrup, really, water and sugar, and mixing in. I made this a double drink, so that's why there was 4 dashes of bitters in here. But normally two dashes of bitters and 2 ounces of of your own bourbon choice. But yes, that's what I'm drinking. Not a Four Loco. Goodness, you guys, my friends are obviously screwing around a lot in the chat. But yes, um, but yes, it's been really interesting to see people starting to accept things, um, as far as like the way TikTok and all that stuff is going on. Um, uh, Especially like I've seen like really big growths from some of the bigger names, some of the uh, sugar water purple. Um, uh, yes, it's really interesting to see people like Demetrio, DJ So Nasty, some of you guys know, Tony and Gracie jumping on TikTok and actually having a pretty good success. Fucking Alan. Um, Hi, Alan, by the way. But yes, it's really, really interesting to see them jumping in and having some success, uh, using TikTok and using Instagram and things like that. I also wanted to give a big shout out to all the instructors here locally who are doing their best to because for some of them obviously this is a career, this is what they're doing to keep their their income. It's like a source of income. They need it to pay rent and everything. And obviously, I don't know what other jobs they have, and I don't know how tough life is right now without them being able to do what they do for a living right now. So um, I really do recommend supporting a lot of these people who are out and donating because obviously most of the time they're doing it and not even asking to pay to be invited into the live streams. They're just doing them and hoping that people will donate to their to them, giving up their time and their knowledge to teach you online as best as they can. Of course, it's a lot more limited without having them be here in person and to be able to break down um, everything that you're learning alongside with them. And so I um, I really do want to I do really want to say that yes, it's great that we still have this as a resource to stay connected with each other and to be able to continue to support each other and learn, continue to enjoy dance, even if we're confined to our homes. And so yeah, even bigger shout out to the people who are actually out there, especially on Facebook, who are sharing resources and locations for where you can find some of these people and learn more dance and take more classes online. I know I've only been added to two really, as far as I know of right now. One which is actually, in fact, I have to look at my computer real quickly to see how that's going. But yes, I see that I got added to a YouTube group, YouTube Facebook group. If you want to look them up, called Dancing with Yourself. in parentheses, online dance classes during COVID-19, and another one that I got started by some of the local friends of ours here, that have been on Entourage, Velvet, and I'm sorry, I've actually never learned to pronounce your name, Shion or Shun. I'm very sorry. I know I love you. You're a wonderful personality. You're always so friendly. And I'm sorry I haven't learned your name, how to pronounce it properly. But yes, they started another Facebook group to help share salsa, bachata, kizomba, zouk, live streams, and it's called SBKZ Live. So if anyone's interested in finding those out, they can always go find them. Um, how do I feel that the dance scene will change due to everything that's going on? Um, that's a good question, Juan. So yes, that'll be interesting, mostly because, well, one, we'll hopefully start to get rid of some of the negative stigma that we have around people learning through other resources. While I think it's never a good idea to only learn from one source or one location, um, because it's very limiting. But that's only if you have no if you have a choice, then yes, I would recommend being able to go out and explore your options, learn from different people, learn from different sources, um, dance with different people, and even share what you know with others. But obviously, right now, with being unable to do that, and especially not being able to have that interaction with each other, um, uh, it's really difficult that we're so limited as far as what we can actually practice by ourselves. Sorry, I'm just seeing what Alan wrote. Thank you to all the teachers out there doing the online classes. Oh, apparently, I guess I guess that is true if you're living in an apartment, like Alan was mentioning. Yeah, sometimes if you're stepping a lot and taking all these, especially fast classes, but especially when you're leaning into like taking some salsa footwork stuff that gets kind of difficult to keep your balance. I can see you probably bothering some of your neighbors. So that would kind of be really funny. But yes, I I I think it'll be interesting coming out of all this and knowing that um, dance hasn't died, and that um, using this resource of um, having this resource of online platform and learning, at the very least, just so you can put your eyes to more people who are teaching different things. Sure, there's limitations to it. We can't have somebody like properly adjust if your shoulder is slightly off in the wrong place, or your leg is pointing slightly outwards when it shouldn't be. um, those things will be harder to teach online, but at the very least, we have a little bit more. Um, we'll have more options once we come back, um, and not only that, I feel like also the way that people are teaching will have to evolve too, especially because now, um, as much as we criticize people learning through videos online and through YouTube and things like that, now we actually get an opportunity for the teachers who are out there who are experimenting with that, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, to get people to take classes and learn from them. Now they're having to be more creative and figuring out how to get people to really learn, um, by actually watching somebody, not being able to really interact with them live. And so that's another big thing that I'm really interested to see, if we continue to use this as a resource, um, once we come back. I know, uh, I know for the most part, everyone likes to interact with in person, and that is generally the best way to learn, especially if you can, once we are able to go out in the world and it's safe to take privates and things like that, those would be the best resources. Or join a team with somebody who you feel you can learn the most from. That would be the greatest, that'd be the best thing to do. But um, I would like to hope that when we come out of all this, that we still have this as another resource, and we don't um, abuse it, or we don't use it properly like we have done in the past and allow people to just glamorize what looks flashy and movements that aren't understood unless they're explained properly. And so hopefully, at the very least, maybe some people will have more videos up online where we can actually see videos that explain things, not just show us fancy moves, but actually show us, explain to us the breakdowns of how those moves work, and have that more as a resource, and even potentially for the people who have had to shut their doors, who have studios like Mike Zuniga, and other dance studios. Sorry, he's the first one that came to mind because he's a new one. But not saying that anyone is better, and I love Zuniga for everything he's doing, and I'm glad that he's working hard to work around that, and he's been doing live streams and stuff. I know also same Omar from Omambo has also been doing some live streams, which is really great. Um, but yeah, I I hope that they also have another source of or another way of helping others and being able to teach other students who wanting to learn from them who unfortunately can't make it to their locations, or it's just a little bit easier for them to learn from afar. And so that'll be interesting to see if that becomes a thing that that they can do. uh, and yes, Ricardo, you and Mike Zuniga, I know you love him and he's a great person. And actually, that's another like quick thing I want to mention. Like, I think that's one of the interesting things with people who come out and join teams, especially ones like RF. Like, I love. I had to actually have someone to kind of break it down and show me that it's really interesting and it's really nice to see how some people really love certain communities that they join, especially dance teams, and they've, you know, I, RF is probably one of the big ones that I feel like I see a really big like they like when they're on that team, they love it, and I love that they express how much they enjoy being on that team. So, um, props to you, Zuniga. You're doing a fantastic job with your students, and I'm glad that I get to see that when I meet them. And yeah, so that's a really interesting thing. Um, but yeah, I know some. Yeah, I mean, even they keep their loyalty even after they leave their team, like Ricardo. But yes, it's really nice to see that. I'm really glad that um, people again going into what some people are doing, using other resources. I think it's fun to see, uh, specifically, and I'm reaching out to TikTok a lot because that's something that um, isn't being used enough. I feel, and it's definitely a growing platform. Um, and I think when it comes to an online presence, especially, a lot of us do use our subconsciously most of the time use our social media presence to present ourselves in a certain way, and so because of that, we don't want to use certain um, we don't want to use certain uh, platforms like TikTok and things like that because we feel like it'll make us feel uncool, or uh, or it's TikTok is just for kids wearing a mask for social dancing. Um, Assuming the stay-at-home merit gets relieved. So that'll be interesting. And that's something going into, I guess, switching topics again because this is why I love live streams. So yes, it's interesting to see how and when um, uh, the ban gets lifted when we're able to attend large gatherings again. Um, I'm definitely looking forward to when we can actually come back out and really get to dance with each other again, get to talk with each other in person again, and really just enjoy dance again. Um, but yeah, it'll honestly, as soon as it's safe, um, and we're able to go out and really dance with each other again and have fun with that. Um, I swear to God, I feel like those parties are going to be so fun. That'll be really interesting to see how many people, especially the people who haven't gone out dancing for a long time, I've seen some of them posting and even messaging me how they regret that when they had the time to go out, they really didn't, and now that they can't, they do. Um, and I'm curious to see whether or not a lot of these people will actually follow through with their, um, I guess, reminiscence of dance, and see if the more people who have left dancing will come back, and try it out again who haven't done it for a while, for a long time. Um, because yeah, I hope the first social that I can attend, I hope it's packed. I hope it's full of all my friends. It's full of um, people I haven't seen hopefully in a while, and I hope I also we get a big influx of new people who we haven't seen before. Um, uh, because maybe they were afraid of giving certain social things a try, and now that they were back, maybe they're more willing to give it a chance. And fucking Ricardo. Uh, definitely, me and my friends are definitely more of a bachata crew, most of us, anyways. And uh, I know we're really excited to come out dancing, even if it's a salsa or a kizomba or whatever social we can find. We'll definitely be more. I'm saying it now. I'm definitely more. Uh, I'm definitely ready to use my time to go out and attend more socials, especially the ones that I don't normally attend, especially the Kizomba and Zouk ones. Definitely looking at Marissa Rivera. Like, I'm definitely coming back to your Zouk Vibes socials. I mean, I also, hey, I paid for some classes. I'm down to keep learning some of those and taking some of those Zouk classes. And I definitely need to reach out to some of my friends. Shout out to Larvin and my friend Brandon, because I need to really take more classes from them and learn more Kizomba and go out and attend more socials. I'm hoping this ban gets lifted actually enough time for September, which is when my birthday is, because I want to be able to attend the LA Dance Fusion Festival that Giuseppe and Lonnie throw. Um, I would love to go to somewhere where I can experiment and do more dancing. Um, I know some of the other people that I know have been luckily using this time now that they're in the safety of their home to learn some more dance stuff that they maybe have wanted to but have been afraid to take classes of, like more like hip hop and those kind of classes, because now people are live streaming those, so it's a little easier to go and learn those um, from the comfort of their own home. And so that's another big thing that I feel like it's really nice. Um, Oh, and I know I saw Alan mention now that we're in the comfort in our of our own home. It'll be really interesting to see, especially because the easiest things to teach online are footwork stuff or like styling stuff. So I'm hoping to see those of you who are out there and taking some of those, uh, you know, freestyling and footwork classes, to see you guys come back and use that on the dance floor now that you feel more comfortable because you've taken the time to really learn how to do it. Um, have you tried any online live stream classes? Um, I haven't yet. So that's the other bad thing. I've been pretty busy recently, um, for a number of reasons. I've been uh, one of the big things. I have been a little sick, and it's been kind of going up and down. Um, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of treating myself a little bit today. I probably shouldn't be, um, but I wanted to also feel a little more comfortable for my first ever live stream, because doing anything that's new is always a little scary. Um, and uh, so yeah, I've been sick, so I've been trying to rest a little more when I can. I've also been um, busy with work. I'm working from home now, um, and that's obviously eating up a lot of time. I still work 40 hours. And also, I've been keeping up with some of my close friends and doing um, some, like, I have what we call our goals, our glory goals crew, where we basically meet up and hold each other accountable for the goals that we're trying to work on, even during this time of the quarantine. And so, but still, like, I'm sure now that I'm here and there when I feel better and I have a little bit more time, I'm hoping to try out more classes. So yeah, unfortunately, I haven't really gotten a chance to take any online classes yet. But when I do and when I can, hopefully by the time for the next episode, the next live stream, if I'm able to do it, I'm hoping to share some of that experience with you guys. Um, I haven't been able to do that. I'm very curious for you to share like how you guys have felt when you guys take classes, and even curious to see how many of you have actually been able to even contribute even $5 or $10 or even a dollar to the people who are teaching these classes online and are having them open for anybody to potentially just watch and learn for free. But yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Um, I definitely do want to take some classes online and see what I can do. Um, I will admit, I'm a little afraid of jumping into some, mostly because I'm afraid, what if I don't catch it right from the very start? Um, because like it's like the same thing like when you show up late to a class, you feel just completely lost, especially when it's a live stream. Uh, I'll get back to that, Melissa. But yeah, it's been uh, I jumped in for like a second or two of Jarek's. I'm sorry, I don't remember your last name off the top of my head, but young salsa dancer here in LA. He's really great, really friendly. I'm hoping to have him here if you when I can find time as a guest on the podcast. No spoilers, but uh, but yeah, I jumped in for one of his classes just really briefly, and that's one of the things I saw. I was already midway through, and I also got really busy, so I wasn't able to stick around. But um, obviously, jumping in right in the middle, and he's already like somewhere along the lines of teaching, especially when it's a live stream. Um, it it's hard. You can't learn at your pace. Also, just like any other class, especially if you show up late. And so um, I was hoping, especially with all these especially all these other groups that are kind of out there, and it's random groups that not everyone has a resource for. I've been wanting to see if there's a way to consolidate everything into one location that everybody, at least here locally, um, can find all the classes that are available everywhere, and have it more set up as a calendar system. And so that way, if you're free during certain times, you want to start right at a certain time, then you'd be able to jump in right at the start, just like a normal class would, and have a resource for all of our instructors and teachers to come out and be able to schedule their classes there. So have it as a one source hub for doing and teaching online classes. And I actually want, and this is where like some of my background for programming comes from. I'm currently trying to finally pick up engineering or programming again, to see if I can help design or come up with ideas of how to design a website where it will be a resource for everyone to use, both for this situation for online classes and also later on, to be able to find every location that is possible, all starting from local and then branching out further, as far as like dates, times, locations, and things like that, instead of having to like rummage randomly through Facebook or something like that to find some of these classes and locations, no matter how big or small, because some of us travel and sometimes we're in an interesting town and want to be able to learn more. But yeah, and speaking of learning and teaching, and jumping back to Melissa's comment, she asked if like have I ever thought about teaching um, my own footwork, and that's kind of an interesting thing. Um, I've strayed away from teaching. There was a point in time when I really did think and consider being an instructor and focusing more on that, and uh, using the knowledge that I've picked up and trying to share that with everyone. Honestly, I don't know a lot, and I definitely, for anybody who I've really gotten to talk to about all that and the teaching stuff, I don't feel like I'm that knowledgeable. I don't feel that I'm necessarily the best instructor. Well, I feel like I'm comfortable enough to teach some of the basic things, fairly well and fairly okay. But especially things like footwork and things like that, I don't feel that I'm really good at it. Oh, hi Jeffrey. Good to thank you for stopping by and thank you for the comment. Thank you for the support. But yeah, I I am uh I'm apprehensive to like try to teach stuff. I even thought about doing it with TikTok and stuff, especially because it was a short form way of teaching simple things, simple patterns, simple 8 counts, 16 counts, really quickly, and have people be able to like to save it and replay it as much as they want. But I honestly don't know a lot of footwork. I honestly do need to go out and take some more of these online classes, honestly, and learn more. I actually do need to build up my footwork repertoire, I guess, because I don't actually know a lot. I actually mess around a lot on the dance floor, and so I mean, unless I guess I can take some more time to play around with it and hopefully learn some more and then pass that along. Uh, be the change you want to see in the scene. Oh goodness, Ricardo. Um, uh, so yeah, he said, let me read out. He said, "Go teach, be the change you want to see in the scene." Um, I've thought about it a little bit more recently. Um, and again, I don't feel like I know a lot, and and I want to be able to, if I can teach something, I will. I have been thinking about sharing some TikToks like that that are a little more educational, and like Anna mentions, thank you for liking my TikToks that are more humorous. For anybody who hasn't seen those, I hope you can take a chance to stop by and look at them. Either I share them also on Facebook and Instagram, but they're always available on my TikTok channel. But yeah, I've been wanting to find a more lighthearted way of kind of poking fun at the things that I feel are problems in the dancing, and find a way to make it a little more humorous and have a little more fun with that. And so yeah, uh, actually, circling all the way back to what I had started talking about originally is that um, I I want some of the instructors to hopefully, I want to see if I can build enough steam with this to get some of the instructors to really think outside the box and find a way to use this resource, uh, well, all these resources, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, to help improve our community as best as we can. YouTube, even. I mean, I'm on here. I better support them. Uh, and find creative ways to get people to learn things or even question what they already know and change the perceptive or the preconceived notions that they have about either a community or the dance itself or or people's receptions of certain things in the community or the dance itself. Um, uh, I want more people to do things that criticize, like the fact that we're very um, like raw team. This is our team. I'm a bachatero. Like I don't fucking dance salsa. I don't I don't dance zouk or bachata. I'm tired of seeing so many people mention these things like they're such a bad thing. Like they're not. Like it's okay if it's okay to share that. Yeah, I don't dance it. Like it's just not my dance. But so much of like this dance style isn't worth anything. It does. There's no technique. There's no all this stuff that really you know it's a dance form. Everything has style. Everything has technique. Everything requires you to learn something, and it's difficult. And for for anybody who thinks that that isn't something that's important and isn't worth your time, like you're missing out on a lot. It's something that's really important. Um, And I feel like using resources like TikTok and Instagram, especially now because more people are really on it and spending their time on it to learn more and keep themselves entertained, find a way to educate people while you're entertaining. And so that's what I'm trying to do, especially with my TikToks. I want to produce more things that will make you laugh, things that will um, entertain you, bring a smile to your face, but at the same time teach you something or make you question something that you think about or you believe in our dance community. Um, I think it is possible. Hey, I'm just one small person, um, not very well known in our community, not very well at least. And for the people who are out there who have, thousands of followers, have taught all over in many different festivals and taught across many states, like you guys have the followings to really um, improve our community. Use your voice to, especially during this time where everyone's watching your videos, to share things and help our community's perspective on both your dance style, what you do, and the others that are in our community. And that's really important. And I feel like, now is a better time than ever to really take advantage and really get that done. And so, yeah, I'm really hoping to see more improvement and to hopefully see more of that with our community. And I'll be really interested to see what kind of discussions I can have with some of the people who are in our community, or even further abroad, or further away, now that I actually have the resource to, one, share live, and two, be able to record um, some of the chats and interactions I have online. I want to see if I can actually do that. Uh, Watching sales switches, I began learning how to dance it myself. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, some, and again, and that's why another big thing that I want to help improve our visual um, perception, or our online perception, to the people who don't know anything about dancing. Um, Sometimes people are a little intimidated and afraid to jump into these classes and learn these styles, because it's, well, when it's new, especially if you're not coming from a Latino background or Latina background, um, uh, and not only that, but it's also kind of an emerging thing in our uh, community here in America, at least. It was kind of a very special and nice thing to see, some representation of salsa even during the Super Bowl halftime show, and something that I've wanted to bring up. And I've been a little bit bad with timing for that. But yes, that was really special, and I'm really happy to see that representation of our Latin community, our Latin dance community, shared for millions of people to see. And I want to jump off of that, especially now that people are watching online, to see good things, see our community, see how inviting and friendly we are, and maybe start even now at in the comfort of their own home, try to learn it with their partner if they're living with them, especially people who are married and have their spouse they can practice with at home. um, I want them to see that, and hopefully encourage more people to join our community, and understand that we're a safe environment, and that we're looking out for each other, and that anybody and everybody is welcome, no matter no matter what your age is, what your race is, all this background, whether you've danced a single thing in your entire life, whether uh, uh, when somebody tells you to move your left foot, which foot is your left foot, um, uh, and so, yeah, I wanna hope to encourage that for people, and hope that the people who don't know anything will jump in and do that. And for those of us who have been doing this, no matter if it's 2, 4, 6, 10 years, 20 years, um, I hope you feel comfortable to come back and keep supporting this wonderful community, because it's great. A lot of my close friends, especially even my nice goals group that I have, are people and close friends that I met, thankfully, because of this community, and thankfully because I learned to dance. And I definitely have to think that I picked this hobby up because it's made me a better person, and that truly makes me really happy. And I'm sure it can do that for a lot of you as well. And so, yeah, I'm really hoping that we get to really, really do good things with this. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have um, much else planned to talk about really right now. Um, I'm probably gonna wind it down. Obviously, I don't like my episodes to stretch out too long. Especially, actually, that's an interesting thing for anybody who maybe if you don't not watching this live, I will eventually um, edit this and re-upload it to uh, YouTube, more like edited, slightly edited, and also eventually up on the podcast platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everything. Um, but it'll be interesting for anybody, whether live or not, to be able to comment and let me know um, whether or not. Um, shoot, I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say, beer or liquor, both. You talking about? Um, oh yeah. Uh, Topic of length. Please let me know if you prefer the podcast episodes to stay um, under an hour, under, even 40 minutes. I know we're currently about that time, um, or at least when I'm live streaming it. And, I would like to know, I know some people have mentioned that, especially when I go over an hour, those episodes kind of tend to be a little too long for you to digest and listen to in one sitting. And I know a lot of you like to listen to everything in one sitting. So if that's something that really does matter and um, is important to you, that I stick to a certain length time. Either I'll try to see if I can have some of the interviews limited to a certain length, to prevent a lot of you to from being fatigued from listening to these, or go longer if that's actually something you prefer. And yes, Ricardo, I also wine, of course, also wine. I'm so new to that. I need to build my palate. I'm bad with tea, Annika. Well, I need to pick it up more. It's so great, but also coffee. I'm learning coffee too. Anyways, enough of the drink stuff. I swear to God, you guys are my friends are love to screw around with me a lot. Um, I know we're making the best of it and keeping in touch with all of our loved ones as best we can during this time. Uh, so again, yes, I'm wishing the best for all of you. Please stay safe. Please stay um, away from everyone as much as possible. Do the best you can. For those of you who are lucky enough to work from home, be thankful for the opportunity you have. For those of you who are still working and are some of our essential workers who are nurses in our community and uh, and you know going and working at these grocery stores and everything, gas stations. Um, Thank you for what you do, and please continue to stay safe, monitor your health, see how you're doing. If you're sick, please stay home. Um, Thank you, Zero Box Productions, for mentioning, yeah, staying under an hour. Okay, that's definitely one person who's mentioning staying under an hour. So yes, please be safe for everybody. And for those of you who are unfortunate to um, be laid off from your job because you don't have the option of working from home, and obviously the government isn't allowing you to go to work. Um, I hope you find another resource of income, and I hope you find a way to stay afloat during this tough time where um, it's really difficult to make ends meet things. I wish the best for you, and please please I wish for the best for you as well. And yes, Annika, actually that's another big thing. If I do end up recording a longer episode, I even when I was talking to Jenny Me, she was mentioning potentially splitting a long podcast episode into two pieces. Um, I'm even debating because I number a lot of the episodes a lot. Um, I might even stop. I might even stop numbering them, just so um, splitting the issue and dealing with all that numbering system. Who cares? Nobody cares. No one likes to keep up with numbers, anyways. But track it with the order of release. But yeah, so thank you to everyone who's staying safe. Obviously, work the best we can with whatever situation we're dealing with as far as our work and our health. And yeah, I really appreciate any of you and all of you who are watching me now. Um, and anybody who listens to this after the fact, just know that I will plan to do more of these. So if you found this later on and you enjoyed what I'm doing with this, hopefully you'll find some time to watch this live. And that's actually something that I'd really be interested in knowing. I'll probably share a clip of this, but probably specifically these words if for all of you, I'm curious to find out, when do most of you have the most free time to watch maybe YouTube or a live stream or any of that stuff? Would you guys be more comfortable if I shared this more on a Saturday or a Sunday, um, more in the afternoon or the evening or the morning? Morning might be tough for me. I'm not a morning person, but yeah, whatever time works best for all of you. Um, uh, I'll I'll do my best to try to find some time if I ever do it live to have give the opportunity for more of you to listen to it live and give your input. But yeah, please reach out to me or message somewhere in the comments to let me know what times work best for you for a future live stream. And also, quick mention, real quick mention to the numbering system too. For any of you who are keeping up with some of the podcasts, as far as I've been numbering them, some of you have noticed or may have noticed that there's a number missing. And there's an episode that I've taken down because the guest and there was a segment that we mentioned in the podcast episode that um, we didn't agree with some of the comments that were made, so we decided to take the video down. And so um, uh, we will we've talked about it and we decided that we might re-record that episode, um, kind of hitting the same topics that we talked about, but um, being a little more mindful of what we say. And yeah, we'll have more explanation on that when that episode comes, and I'll be sure to mention it. It'll probably be labeled like as a redo or redux, whatever we want to play around with the naming. But yeah, weekday evenings maybe. Well, I'll see. Again, whatever works best for all of you. Yeah, and but yeah, again, I agree. If I can, I'll keep it under an hour as far as length stuff goes. But yes, um, yes, definitely. I hope that I'll continue to do this and you guys will have fun. And I hope to find more people who are more interesting and have more interesting and varying topics that we could talk about in the future. And I'll definitely try to keep you guys updated as much as I can when I have a future episode coming, especially if it's a live one that you guys can interact with me. And because that also depends on their time whenever they're free. And so, yes, I'll keep you guys updated on that. Um, and definitely want to give a quick shout out at the very end here to all the people who have been on my podcast already and given your time to talk with me. Peter Riza, Jenny Nee, Luis Aragon, Mark, um, Fung from CSCOB. Um, I'm doing a terrible job remembering Martin, remembering all my guests. Um, shit. I'm trying to remember all the numbers. Ups, my wonderful girlfriend Sam for jumping in on one of them. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting shit. Don't even know the order of all my episodes. Cedric, who again, you'll come back. um, um, feel like I'm so bad for forgetting some of these names. Um, Swear to God, no, actually, no, I'm not gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna see if I'm missing somebody real quickly. But yes, to all of you who have taken the time to support me, thank you so much for everything that you've done and for giving your time to speak with me. Oh yeah, Erica. Sorry, there we go. I was missing Erica and John Renego. How am I forgetting you too? And Juan, of course, Juan. I talked about you earlier. And of course, Melissa Rivera. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate the time that you guys spared for me. And yes, I hope um, I hope you guys continue to enjoy this. I hope you continue to follow along. And yes, I hope you guys continue to watch this. And please stay safe. Um, Thank you so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good night. And as soon as this is all lifted, see you guys all on the dance floor. Bye bye, guys.